What's up, guys? It's Modern. Why is it 110 degrees out in Arizona? Gamer here. Yeah, it's pretty damn hot out. So I decided let's do an episode of Road to the Top. We're still featuring the team that I piloted for Nationals. If you guys don't know, I'll just catch you up on what the team does. Rayquaza is Assault Vest with Overheat and Waterfall just to help it beat some of the threats. Obviously, Waterfall is there for Groudon and certain fire types, and then Overheat is there to beat things like Ferrothorn, Mawile, etc., especially around Kyogre's weather, and that's really, really useful for the team. Xerneas is fairly bulky, fairly fast, fairly offensive. It's just a little bit in between for everything. Smeargle is just a standard Focus Sash set with Spiky Shield and Follow Me. Amoonguss is a red card set with Clear Smog as its attacking move. It's just there for a what is it? It's my primary check to Trick Room and Xerneas. Obviously, Clear Smog allows it to get rid of Xerneas' boosts, and it also helps it beat Xerneas one-on-one because it deals out more damage than Xerneas can. Scrafty on my team is a Life Orb set, which you don't typically see, but I appreciate the increased offense that it offers compared to things like Assault Vest or Citrus Berry Scrafty. And it also has the chance to, I believe, one-hit KO Kangaskhan, Dialga, Bronzong, etc. And then the Thundurus is just a standard bulky set within Power Water. Our opponent, let's see, they're going to be a RayOgre team. They're going to have the Gengar Crobat core. They're a little bit different, though. They have Weavile instead of where you usually see something like a second Mega, like Mawile or something. But I don't know. They have Ferrothorn. Thundurus and Scrafty are going to be really, really good here. The real question is if I want to lead Scrafty here, I think. Because if they lead Weavile into Scrafty, like, Weavile plus anything here, that's, like, super, super good for me. If they lead Gengar Crobat, then Scrafty isn't too good, just because they can sort of spam Super Fang. But I don't know. I don't really think there's a reason to go for any super special setups. I think that just Scrafty Thundurus is a generally good lead right here. The only lead that it really suffers against is, I guess, maybe like Crobat plus Kyogre, because they could go for Quick Guard, maybe predicting a Fake Out plus a Taunt or something. And like I said, Gengar Crobat can also be an issue because they can just sort of double down on Scrafty, and although it is a roll for them to KO Scrafty with something like Sludge Bomb, oh, and they actually lead Weavile. That's really good for us. And they lead Ray too. That's really, really good for us. Okay, so this is actually a pretty interesting beginning to the battle. I mean, they're almost definitely fake-outing Thundurus here. The question is if they go for Dragon Ascent with their Rayquaza, because that could be a very big issue. They could also potentially have the Gengar in back, which is also a little bit concerning. I think in this situation, Scrafty might be a Pokemon that we can just sort of sack off, though. There's a good chance they might be Assault Vest Rayquaza, too, just because they have the Weavile. They might be Life Orb on Weavile, too, which is really good to note. I think for this first turn, I can just go for a knockoff onto Rayquaza and a Thunder Wave onto the Weavile. Okay, and they're going to Mega Evolve, so they didn't bring Gengar or anything. I'm assuming they have Kyogre and Ferrothorn in the back, so there's a good chance I might lose Scrafty this first turn if they're a Life Orb Rayquaza, but at the very least, they might have to fake out my Scrafty right here, predicting something. Oh, and they're actually just going to attack with Weavile too, so this is going to be interesting. They do go for Icicle Crash, so this is not going to KO unless they get a critical hit, just because Thundurus isn't hit super effectively by this thanks to the Delta Stream. And they actually go for Dragon Ascent onto Scrafty. I just realized my Thundurus doesn't have an item. Okay, well, this is going to KO Scrafty because it's Life Orb. I know that. Wow, okay, that's really concerning now. I don't have Citrus Berry on Thundurus. That's so bad. That's so bad. Or no, is it not at half? No, it has to have Citrus Berry. No, it still has Power Weight. I don't think I finished EV training it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is going to be pretty interesting now, because the Rayquaza can probably just Extreme Speed into Thunderous right here to pick up a knockout. They might actually be Choice Band Rayquaza now that I look at it. I think right here I'm just safe to go for a Geomancy and a... I don't know. I don't really care about the Weavile too much here. I could probably Geomancy and Thunderbolt into something right here. Yeah, I think I'm going to Thunderbolt into Weavile, because it's more likely that it has the Sash. And they're just going to go for Dragon Ascent, so like I said, they're probably a Choice Band set. As long as they don't get a critical hit right here, I should be fine. Okay, and they're definitely not Choice Band, so I don't know what set they are. They're probably Sash, and then like something weird, like maybe Choice Band Weavile? I don't know. I definitely need to get my Xerneas set up here, and I definitely need to play around very well with my Rayquaza, because I need my Ray to beat Ferrothorn. From here, it looks like Xerneas can just sweep through the rest of their team, though. There's also a good chance that Weavile could get fully paralyzed here, so maybe in the case that they're just some random item instead of Focus Sash, and the Focus Sash is on Rayquaza. Oh, and they actually just attack Xerneas here as well, but that's not going to do too much damage. Actually, that's really bad. That's Choice Band Weavile. That's Choice Band Weavile. Yeah, I think I'm going to protect Xerneas and go for a Thunderbolt onto their Rayquaza now. Because an Extreme Speed shouldn't KO Xerneas if they have it. Okay, so they're Choice Band on something. I think that Weavile has to be Choice Banded. Just because of how much damage it did after the Intimidate. I assume that's... it's not Ferrothorn, it's Crobat. So I assume that has to be Ferrothorn. It's Gengar! Okay, so I could potentially just win with Rayquaza here, too. I mean, right here, I can just go for a Dazzling Gleam and a Thunderbolt. That'll easily pick up a knockout on a Crobat. Wow, so this is really interesting. So they're obviously like Choice Band or something on their Rayquaza. Yeah, I just have to go for a Dazzling Gleam and a Thunderbolt here, I think. And they just protect. Okay, so... this is a really big issue now, because I think I just lost, because I didn't recognize what my opponent's items were. I think probably my biggest misplay right there was that besides the fact I don't have Citrus Thunderous, because that's really, really hurting me here. Okay, and they're going to bring out Ray. So, this is really scary. I need to get really lucky or else I lose here. I think right here I just have to hope that they misplay or something. Because I'm sure they can just E-Speed Thunderous right here. I think I have to go for a Dazzle and a T-Bolt, though. No, I have to go for Thunder Wave into Ray. Okay, they're just going to Extreme Speed. So they're obviously Choice Band. It's like I said, though. Like, there's nothing I can do about that in this position. There's still a good chance I can win, though, here. Okay, they're definitely Assault Vest Rayquaza. Sludge Bomb's definitely going to pick up the knockout onto Xerneas here. So... let's see, what are my win conditions? Hopefully they're not Will-O-Wisp Gengar is the first thing. Because I know that Extreme Speed's able to take out both the Rayquaza and their Weavile. So it really just comes down to, like, they're going to Extreme Speed right here almost definitely with Rayquaza. I just have to hope that I can take all the damage that they throw out. Like, if I can survive an Extreme Speed and 2 Sludge Bombs, I should be able to win here. Oh, and I'm actually faster than their Ray, too, so that's really good. So they might be the Assault Vest set, then. But that makes no sense why they would switch out into Crobat and Gengar. Sludge Bomb comes out. Does decent damage. No poison, that's really good. Okay, so this is definitely not over now. I'm going to calc real quick to make sure that Extreme Speed could KO Weavile. Okay, yeah, because I don't want to have to risk missing a... Oh wow, and they just attack too, so... I think I win here then. That should KO, right? Yeah. Okay, so as long as they don't crit... Oh, and they have Will-O-Wisp. Well, that's not going to do too much here because... Yeah, they should have just Sludge Bombed. Because they're not going to be able to survive with Gengar right here unless they have, like, Recover or something. Or unless they're super, super bulky, but I highly doubt that. Alright, we're going to Dragon Ascent right here. They're just going to Protect, so... it looks like they were probably just the Mega Gengar, and they just brought it just because. I definitely don't agree with that play, though. Like, the fact that they didn't try to Extreme Speed my Rayquaza or anything, the fact that they didn't Fake Out with Weavile. Okay, and yeah, they just realized that this game's over now. Yeah, no, really, really questionable plays from my opponent. Obviously, I misplayed a little bit earlier in the game by not just targeting down the Weavile in the... by not targeting down the Weavile and the Rayquaza, and, what is it? Just risking going for going for Geomancy in the end was just, like, really risky on my part. Because once Gengar and Crobat came out, like, Xerneas wasn't doing anything anyways, and, Rayquaza, yeah, that would just be another position where Rayquaza sort of wins. Thundurus plus Ray just sort of wins, so that was definitely something I should have realized. Alright, and we're going to go change up our item real quick. Alright, and I'm just going to cut right to here, guys. There's probably like 5 minutes of waiting time to find a match. We're going to be facing against Orlando, and it's going to be yet another player using the Rayquaza, Weavile, Crobat, Ferrothorn set. The main difference between the team that we just faced was that they have Salamence instead of Gengar. But that's actually pretty good for us, because our team has a lot easier time dealing with Salamence than Gengar. I think straight off the bat, I could probably go Scrafty Thundurus. I know that's usually like my typical lead against something like this. The only reason I'm not leading Xerneas is because, in the case that they lead Crobat or maybe like Ferrothorn, that'd put me in a very awkward position. So I'd assume... Excuse me again, guys. I'd assume straight off the bat they'll probably lead Weavile, Crobat, or Crobat and Kyogre, which... If they lead Crobat Kyogre, that's actually really good for us because Scrafty Thundurus deals with that excellently. Obviously, something like a Fake Out into Kyogre plus a Taunt into the Crobat could be very good. But yeah, this is just yet another match where like I don't need to super overcomplicate anything. It should be just super straightforward, not really any super hard predictions need to be made. It just mostly comes down to like if I want to play around Quick Guard. Okay, and they actually lead Weavile Crobat, so that's completely fine with me. Like I said in the previous match, if they're not Life Orb Weavile, then my Thundurus can definitely survive a Icicle Crash. Most likely, I would assume they're just going to Fake Out into Thundurus and go for a Tailwind. And with that in mind, I think it might be safe just to go for a knockoff into Crobat and then a Thunder Wave into Weavile. The reason I'm not targeting down Weavile as hard, or at least why I don't think I should, is because the Crobat's definitely more of a threat here. And even though like getting rid of Weavile could be very good, if I ended up in a position where like, where like if they get their Kyogre out against my Rayquaza plus Scrafty or something, I could be in a bad position. So I don't know. Crobat's definitely a threat. I think, now that I think about it, I might as well just go for a low kick into Weavile. And then I'll probably just taunt Crobat here too. Okay, and they just go for Icicle Crash, so the taunt right here is actually really good. It means that if they're not Mental Herb, they can't Tailwind. They go for Tailwind, they go for Icicle Crash, so a bit of an atypical play. Yet another opponent just sort of risking, like, if I just go for Taunt turn 1, and also the Fake Out turn 1. Alright, and their Life Orb Weavile too, so I'm actually in an excellent position now. Weavile's going to go down to low kick. The Crobat can't protect anything from Thunder Waves. Yeah, so I can just sort of freely attack next turn and just be all fine and dandy. They could potentially bring out Rayquaza right here, just to go for an Extreme Speed onto Thundurus, I'd imagine. But it's just yet another position where, like, I can just sort of target down their Crobat, and I might be able to also cycle out Scrafty if they do so. So, I don't know. They have an equal chance of bringing out something. Oh, but never mind. It's Salamence. In that case, that's actually really good. I can just go for a Thunder Wave onto Salamence and a knockoff onto Crobat. Yeah, I mean, if I don't need to set up Geomancy with my Xerneas at all, then I might as well just go for this type of play. Because if the Crobat, like, if its main way of fending off Xerneas is by setting up Tailwind or going for Haze, then if I can just prevent, or if I can get around setting up at all, then that's really good. So he just goes for Hyper Voice, that's fine. That's not going to KO Scrafty right here. And then Life Orb, I'll also survive that. So next turn... Oh wow, and Thundurus survived too. Oh my gosh, that's really good. That's really, really, really good for us. Yeah, and Thundurus can survive because it's at 3 HP, so I can actually... like, I'm obliged just to go for Low Kick into Thunderbolt into Crobat. I don't know, I guess I'll go for a... Low Kick onto the Salamence, just to make sure that it gets put into range of, what is it? Just so that it gets put into range of Dazzling Gleam. Alright, Salamence just protects right here. That's actually better for us, because Super Fang can't KO our Thundurus here because it's at 3 HP. And it's only dealing 1 damage too, so Thunderbolt is going to knock out this Crobat. Scrafty will just sort of go down next turn, but that's completely fine. Yeah, I'm just in a really good position now. I'm set up to win. I'm really interested to see, like, if I wish I could talk to this guy, because I don't know why he would bring Ments to this match. Or why they wouldn't go for Fake Out plus Tailwind turn 1. Like, really questionable plays. Especially since they're Life Orb Weavile, because they could have just sacked that, getting Kyogre for free. But I don't know. I guess in my position, just to sort of give some justification, they would have to still fight around like Quick Guard. If I switch in my Rayquaza, I could just Thunderbolt Kyogre, that sort of shenanigans. But yeah, now I don't really need to... Yeah, this is another position. I don't need to worry about any advanced plays. I can just go for a Low Kick into Kyogre, Thunderbolt into Salamence just to make sure that it's in range of Dazzling Gleam. And they actually protect Kyogre, so... yeah, that's another play I don't agree with, but it's fine. Let's see. Salamence goes for Hyper Voice. It's going to get the double knockout now. Yeah, I really don't know why they would bring Ments over anything else. Just, like, it's another really odd setup. I don't know why some people run RayOgre like this. Because, again, it's, like, really questionable. But now I'm in a position, I think I can just Mega Evolve my Rayquaza, and probably just go for a Dazzling Gleam, and I think an Extreme Speed into Kyogre. Just in case, because if they have Water Spout, I don't want that to KO me. Yeah, and I guess they also have the out if they can, like, freeze my Rayquaza and my Xerneas, but the chances of that are so low. And they would also probably need, like, a double protect on Salamence here. Because I'm assuming they will just protect their Salamence and then go for a Water Spout. Like I said, though, I'm just going for Extreme Speed just in case if they go for Spout. They do go for Ice Beam, though, so I am going to KO the Salamence guaranteed this turn. This Ice Beam isn't going to do any damage at all because Assault Vest plus Delta Stream. And yeah, this game's over. So yeah, Xerneas and Rayquaza triumphing over the what I like to call inferior archetype. I think RayOgre is really, really strong if you build teams right, but a majority of the people that use it just don't really have good teams. But yeah, this game's over. They have absolutely no way to win. Like I said, their only real way to win, I guess, in that match was to freeze my Rayquaza and then also freeze my Xerneas. But the chances of that are just so unlikely. They would have to go like so far into the match for that to happen. But yeah, that's going to be the end of the episode, guys. Thanks for watching my sort of domination over RayOgre. Obviously, my team has a very good matchup. Scrafty, obviously, very good against Weavile. It's good against Ferrothorn. It's good against Trick Room archetypes. Thundurus is really good for checking Crobat, as well as just thunder waving everything in general, which puts you in a lot of positions where you don't even need to set up with your Pokemon to win. Alright, and yet another skip because the video went sort of haywire, but anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please go leave a like, and if there's something that you wish for me to improve on in the future, or if there's something you disliked about the video, please go and leave your criticism in the comments. And if you want to keep up with all my content as we head towards Worlds and beyond, make sure to check out my social media and hit subscribe. I'm ModernGamer, and again, thanks for watching.